Okay, so this is the following video from the dimensional analysis notes video. Right now I'm going to do some practice problems with you that is on the back of your notes. If you notice, these first four are actually already pre-set up for you. I'm going to do question number 1 and question number 8. Okay, so bear with me with my voice. All right. So in question number 1, it says, I want to convert 26.4 miles. I'm going to underline what I'm given to kilometers. And I'm going to box what I want to get to. This makes it easier, especially when you start with some word problems later on, which are a little bit lengthier. This way it takes away from all the other clutter, okay? Now, I'm going to look up here in this section right here. I'm going to try to find something that has miles and kilometers. Well, if you notice, these first two both have miles, but this is the only one that has kilometers. So I'm going to write down that conversion. So for every 1 mile, it equals to 1.61 kilometers. Now, on here, the setup, again, remember you're on the top left will be what you're given in the question. So I have 26.4 miles. And then over here on the right, you're going to use your conversion factor. Notice that I have put miles, the units, diagonal from one another. And this is so that I can actually eliminate miles and end with kilometers. So I'm going to fill in the blanks. I know for every 1 mile, I have 1.61 kilometers. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is get rid of my diagonal cancellation. So I cancel out miles. And I'm going to say equals. Now I'm going to multiply across and write down my number. This is good practice for later on when you get bigger numbers. So that equals to 42.504 over the 1. Okay, multiply across, write it down. Then do the bottom the same way. Then from here I divide 42.504 divided by 1. And now I'm going to put my unit at the end. And that'll be my final answer. Now this may seem a little much, but believe me, later on when we get a little bit more complicated equations or setups, this will be important for you to do. Okay, that way you don't mess up. So this is my final answer. Remember, show all your work and the units at the end. If not, you will not get full credit. All right, let's move on to question number 8. Now, question number 8 says that how many inches, so I'm starting off with my boxing of where I want to end up with, are in 1 mile. Okay, now I'm going to move this up a little bit so we can show you the top page. Now I want something that has inches and miles to it. Well, I only had 2 that have inches and miles. So I have miles here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to underline it. And I'm going to look at this one too. But if you notice, I'm going to now look for something that has inches in it. So I look for something that has inches in it. And the only one that I come to, the 2 that I come to, are these 2. Now, which one can I use? Well, if you notice, I can go from 1 mile has so many feet, 5,280 feet. And then over here it has feet too. So since this has feet and inches, these are the two, these are the two that I want to be using, because I can eliminate my feet and end with inches on this. So I'm going to write down those conversions. I know for every 1 mile, I have 5,280 feet. All right. And I also know I have 12 inches in 1 foot. All right. Now that I figured out what I'm going to do, or the information that I can use, I'm going to set up my equation. So I'm going to start off with 1 mile. Now, in this case, I'm going to have 3 steps to this one. So I want to make it long enough so I can do that. The first one I want to do is use the one that has miles so I can get rid of my miles. So I'm going to start off with this one. Again, I want miles diagonally. So I know for every 1 mile, I have 5,280 feet. And again, the reason that I want it diagonal, because the only way I can get rid of miles is if it's diagonal from one another. So now I got rid of my miles. Now I have to get rid of my feet. So I need to have feet diagonally. And I know for every 1 foot, I have 12 inches. Again, I get rid of my feet. I end with inches, and that's exactly where I want to be. I multiply across the top, across the top. Divided by the bottom. 1 times 1 equals 1. So I have in total 63,360 inches. Okay? Now, again, just like always, practice makes perfect. So go ahead and finish the rest. And if you have any questions, by all means ask. And I'll do my best to tell you. All right, until next time.